So, folks, I want to just bring up real quick. I'm going to play a clip, about 30 seconds long. And I want you to think about the political ramifications of such a moment occurring and what that means the actions of the political moment should be. So here you go.
MJF, Brody King, AEW World Championship Eliminator match. A match that the champion wants absolutely no part of.
Now the face in the eyes of the champion.
The political ramifications of an entire arena of wrestling fans chanting in unison, "fuck ICE." Like, as far as I can tell, apropos of nothing, just that sentiment can unite the political demographic that typically goes to view wrestling games. I'm going to call them wrestling games because I don't know the correct terminology. And I know AEW is more progressive than WWE, obviously. The McMahons have seen to that. But I want folks to really sit with that because at the same time that took place, Chuck Schumer was rolling out his new list of demands. All right, here we go. We got Chuck Schumer over here. We got the new list of demands, because
people are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
All right. Senate and House Democrats are united on reining in the abuses of ICE. Americans have watched in horror as ICE has terrorized communities across the country. Federal agents can't continue to cause chaos in our cities while more Americans are killed. We must rein in ICE. Here's what we're demanding. All right. 1. Targeted enforcement. DHS officers cannot enter private property without a judicial warrant. End indiscriminate arrests and improve warrant procedures and standards. Require verification that a person is not a U.S. citizen before holding them in immigration detention. 2. No masks. Prohibit ICE and immigration enforcement agents from wearing mask coverings. 3. Require ID. Require DHS officers conducting immigration enforcement to display their agency. Require unique ID number and last name. Require them to verbalize their ID number and last name if asked. Protect sensitive locations. Prohibit funds from being used to conduct enforcement near sensitive locations, including medical facilities, schools, childcare facilities, churches, polling places, courts, etc. 5. Stop racial profiling. Prohibit DHS officers from conducting stops, questioning and searches based on an individual's presence at certain locations, their job, their spoken language and accent, or their race and ethnicity. 6. Uphold use of force standards. Place into law a reasonable use of force policy. Expand training and require certification of officers. In the case of an incident, the officer must be removed from the field until an investigation is conducted. 7. Ensure state and local coordination and oversight. Preserve the ability of state and local jurisdictions to investigate and prosecute potential crimes and use of excessive force incidents. Require that evidence is preserved and shared with jurisdictions. Require the consent of states and localities to conduct large-scale operations outside of targeted immigration enforcement. 8. Build safeguards into the system. Make clear that all buildings where people are detained must abide by the same basic detention standards that require immediate access to a person's attorney to prevent citizens' arrests or detention. Allow states to sue DHS for violations of all requirements. Prohibit limitations on member visits to ICE facilities, regardless of how those facilities are funded. Body cameras for accountability, not tracking. Require use of body-worn cameras when interacting with the public and mandate requirements for the storage and access of footage. Prohibit tracking, creating, or maintaining databases of individuals participating in First Amendment activities. No paramilitary police. Regulate and standardize the type of uniforms and equipment DHS officers carry during enforcement operations to bring them in line with civil enforcement. Now, I will say, all of these things are relatively unobjectionable reforms. Again, with the caveat that right now, they do not have the ability in Congress to actually abolish ICE outright. Abolishing ICE would need to be a stated goal in the future. Like, you state it now, and then you carry it out in the future. The fact that right now you can't even say you want to abolish ICE is, frankly, a disqualifying display of weakness. But as far as immediate interventions, these are good. Again, with another caveat. And that caveat is, what are the enforcement mechanisms? Yeah, what are the consequences of breaking these, these rules? Because stuff like this stand out to me. Number one, targeted enforcement. DHS officers cannot enter private property without a judicial warrant. That's already the case. What does restating a lot of things that are already the case, what does restating them accomplish? It's frustrating. I guess you could argue, for example, that ensure state and local coordination and oversight, preserve the ability of state and local jurisdictions to investigate and prosecute potential crimes and use of excessive force incidents. But, like, this is, like, the one mechanism they put out there, which is, yeah, maybe you'll be charged as a criminal by state investigators. And just remember, it's against the law for you to delete evidence. Just kind of seems, again, a lot of this seems like guidelines, right? And so part of the issue here is, are you putting them in jail for wearing masks? Are you, what accountability are you holding current ICE agents to? No teeth? I mean, it seems like no teeth. Again, this is their list of demands to end the shutdown. And they're not all fully fleshed out, but, like, if this is just a set of guidelines that you're bringing to the negotiating table and you're going to negotiate down from here, why not include abolish ICE on that list? Like, or at least state our long-term goal is to abolish ICE. It kind of, like, if you are acknowledging that this is effectively a wish list you're bringing to the negotiating table, like, actually apply the wishes, like, actually write them down. Like, if your wish is to abolish ICE, write it down on your wish list that you're bringing to the negotiating table. I just don't understand this.
Shut down or shut down.
You know, given the age of members of Congress, maybe it's going to be a shut down, you know what I'm saying? Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. Just don't vote for ICE. The problem here is that, again, and I'm going to do another caveat, part of what they should be pushing for on their wish list is clawing back the funding that has already been granted to ICE. Bernie Sanders' potential amendment to this bill was to claw back $75 billion granted to ICE and give it to Medicaid in order to fund Medicaid programs. Like, that seems like an excellent plan. Why is that not on your wish list? Why is that not point number 11?
Schumer is the kind of person who would think that Make-A-Wish kids just want to do chores as a treat.
Well, now, Timmy, you told me that you had a wish of being made president for a day, but this was the best we could do. Now get back to raking those leaves, Sonny. It'll build character, and you'll need that when you go to heaven.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
It's so upsetting. It's just so upsetting. Like, I do have to say, I am somewhat heartened to see that the amount of rage people are feeling for elected officials right now is causing them to go, hey, we should organize in the DSA and take over the Democratic Party. Hey, we are so dissatisfied with things right now, we should organize in the Working Families Party and take over the Democratic Party. Because, like, yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. Like, there are a number of far more useful reforms that will serve the working class that we need to do. But we also need to take big shots where it counts. And one of those big shots is taking down ICE and DHS. All right? It is indicative of the unforgivable cowardice in establishment Dems that they cannot rise to meet the moment, even when the task is just imagining a better world. Like, the failure here is of imagination and a failure to understand working people where we're at right now. They're consultant brained, and it's so aggravating. It really, really is. Like, they just watched a state Senate seat flip in the middle of MAGA country, a seat that went 17 points to a Republican, flipped to a Democrat by a guy meeting working class people where they're at, listening to them, and running on pro-working class policies. And like, when we're talking about a literal paramilitary force of fascist bootlickers coming in to occupy an American state and a pretty sizable metropolitan area, they're just like, well, we're very angry at that, and we're going to make sure that this fascistic paramilitary force has to follow the rules that they're already breaking. We're going to pass a bill out of committee so strict that they will know their place. And it's just like, what are you talking about? They're already not following the law. And not only are they not following the law, they are not suffering any consequence for breaking the law. As far as I know, as of right now, over the course of ICE occupation of Minnesota, there is exactly one ICE officer that has been charged, and it's because, with any crime whatsoever, and it's because he passed out in his own vomit in a car. Like that's the one guy charged for drunk driving. That's the one guy who's been charged. That's not for any of the abuses ICE has been doing. It's so fucking frustrating. What if the establishment Dems don't fight the Republicans aggressively enough is because they secretly agree with them? Well, that's why I don't care why they're doing it. The entire reason that we should get involved with this is so that we can beat them. Right? Like, that's the entire point. The entire point of getting involved in the Democratic Party, the entire point of me getting on here day after day and making entreaty after entreaty to all of you to get involved in your local Dems is so that we can beat these bastards. Like, I don't care if they're doing it because they've been paid to do it. I don't care if they're doing it because they're ideologically aligned with the Republican Party. I don't care if it's because their close personal friend asked them to. I don't care if it was their mother's dying wish that they do this. Like, I don't give a fuck why they're doing it. What I care about is if we need to exercise raw power in order to get people into office who are actually going to look after our best interests, then we must exercise that raw power. We must, in fact, actually get that organized. We must, in fact, not continue to sit placidly by as these people ruin our lives. Yeah, like, if the solution to all of this is we replace the establishment and, like, destroy their chances of actually continuing to exist as a ruling political elite, then that's what we do. Right? So that's my entire position here. Chuck Schumer has absolutely and utterly failed us. And it is high time that we got involved on the local level, on the state level, on the national level, on every single level. These kinds of people who have fallen to corruption, who have fallen to idleness, who have fallen to complacency, we must replace each and every one of them. If they cannot wake up, we must wake up ourselves. There you go. Video of Angie Craig being booed by grassroots DFLers. This is what I need. I need this in my life. Here, let's restore some faith. This is why you should go to your local political events, folks.
All right, our next speaker is Congresswoman Angie Craig, who is running for re-election.
That's right. Show up to your local political events so you can boo the folks who have failed us. Let's go. Sam's Chuck Schumer imitation is the only silver lining. That's true. That is true.
I do not fillet Nazis.
That's true. That's also true. All right, that's where I'm at, folks. Anyway, if you have any thoughts, let me know down in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Get involved in your local Dems. Get involved in your local DSA, folks. Radicalize your Democrats. Make your DSA more effective. Let's go. Let's have a Mamdani revolution everywhere, okay? And, folks, check out ImogeneOlivia.com. Gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, tested on cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. Check it out. It is non-tucking lingerie. New styles, colors, and sizes coming soon. And also, let's just watch that wrestling clip again, just for funsies. It's pretty cool to see.
MJF, Brody King, AEW World Championship Eliminator match. A match that the champion wants absolutely no part of.
Now the face in the eyes of the champion.
That was good stuff. Also, can I say fuck ice too?
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, being plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's